Okay, Israel. Oh, it's coming. Hope everybody's doing well today. We're back at it. It's like Monday to Monday, man. It was like flying.
Oh yeah.
Monday to Monday. You look up, it's Monday. You look up the next day, it's Monday. Like, damn, man, what's going on? You look up and it's the Passover. You look up and it's Feast of Tabernacles. You look up and it's bombs coming out of the sky.
Hope we know like
How about that?
That quick.
Yeah.
I got some work to do.
You got to sit back here and reminded you that they got to keep in the back of their mind how serious their actions are, because they can sit back here and get comfortable and things can go bad. Young guy, can you give me that? The door's still open. Oh no, somebody's there.
I remember when COVID came out, people trying to be holy.
I thought it was just Casper opening the door, man. I don't know. Sometimes people don't close it all the way. But so today we're going into part 2 of the class we went over last Monday, and the full title is How to Continually Sustain Building for the Most High, Part 2. And the intention was to get a lot more accomplished yesterday or last Monday, but we kind of got stuck on Josephus book 8, chapter 3. There was a lot of meat there, so it doesn't make sense to just get past information if there's information that we have to slow down and emphasize, because these are the things, the succession of classes is what actually builds your spirit up. I don't know if you guys understand that. The more we hear the same concept in its totality, the process starts to come together and clarity starts to happen. So this is why we take our time with these topics. What we're going to do, we're going to go into Josephus, book 8, chapter 4, paragraph 4, and it's the last portion of the writing. So we're going to be in, let's see, it's book 8, chapter 4, and the writing says, he exhorted them also to be mindful. Now this is Solomon talking to Israel once the temple was completed. And just a quick recap, the entire nation went all in on chipping in their resources, their time, their manpower, their energy to make sure the temple was beautified and completed. And what we're going to read from Solomon and many other people are templates of what it takes to keep the Most High blessing you on a consistent basis. I don't think we teach and drive this concept enough. What I mean is, a lot of us can sustain good for a period of time, or we'll see some good in our life, and then you look up, and then things start going haywire again. And most of our life, it feels like we're playing catch up. We're playing catch up because of this mistake and that mistake, and because we made this mistake, there are consequences that come from this mistake. So now you have to sit back and work harder to catch up from your previous mistake. And once you do that, you sit back and you slip up again.
We're
and take
always
2 further steps
behind
back.
the 8 ball. We're always in debt, which we are in debt eternally anyway. But you're in that eyeball,
Yes.
like I'm drowning in spiritual debt. And we're trying to be in a situation where at least we're sustainable. We're still in debt to the Father, but we're sustainably seeing a positive feedback from the Lord.
Yes. So the key is, what we're going to read from Solomon, it's just the mindset we're supposed to have to sustain good in our lives. And it's very important because a lot of us don't understand how to sustain good. So we go over it. So once again, it says, he exhorted them also to be mindful. This is Josephus, book 8, chapter 4, paragraph 4. And it's the last quarter of the paragraph. You got it on me, Anthony?
Line 121. He exhorted them also to be mindful that by what method they had obtained the present good things.
So he's like, you have to be mindful or remind yourself, what spirit were you in when the Most High came through for you?
What does that mean?
I don't think we meditate on that enough. I think we meditate on bad. I think we meditate on things not going right in our life. I think we meditate on whatever discomfort and whatever insecurity that we have thriving in our mind. We don't take the time to study, record, write down, journal what type of mindset and spirit you were in when the Most High actually came through for you, blessed you, and embraced you in his life, in your life. So Solomon is reminding the people, you have to be mindful of the methods or the mindset that you had when you attained the good things in your life. For instance, if we're talking about the Jew in that time, how were you living when the Most High blessed you with the bountiful harvest? How were you living when the Most High had you and your husband in a good place in your relationship? What were you thinking? What was your spirit when the relationship between you and your wife were at its best? These are the things that we have to study and practice so we can always retain a certain mindset and a certain practicing of doing the right thing in trust the Most High is going to keep repeating the good that comes to you. Okay? So continue.
Come. By the same, they must preserve them sure to themselves.
So he says you have to preserve this mindset sure to yourself. And when you sit back here and look at the word sure, let's look at the definition of the word sure, if you can. In 1828, Kariah.
Sure.
I want number 2. I want number 3. And I want number 4.
Sure. 1 and 2. Certainly, knowing or having full confidence.
How many of us have full confidence of the works and the mindset you had when the Most High blessed you? You know, it's crazy. Half of us can't even really say how many blessings the Most High gave you.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. It's crazy, but it's true. I say it's not because it's true. If you tell a person right now, write 10 things that show you the Most High loves you and is with you,
I woke up today.
they'd be like this. It's like this is like Chinese arithmetic. You're like,
I ate lunch today.
Most High gave me a car.
I put on shoes today. that's the blessing.
Listen,
This is a blessing.
we're joking, but we're really not joking. How many of us can sit back here and lock down knowing what good the Most High has provided to you in your life, one, and then what mindset you actually had to attain that blessing? You don't have to answer the question, but this is a rhetorical question. Do you really know? Most of us don't know. Most of us are hyper-focused on all the bad. On all, what you want to do? You ain't going to never have no good in your life until you do me right.
Exactly.
That's the mindset we're at. We're all color purple out in here.
That's the Jew.
It's true.
That's why everybody watch that movie.
Like this, you ain't never going to have no good in your life until you do right by me. Like, damn.
Yeah.
So you understand the spiritual solution for you.
Yeah.
You see that? People know what it's going to take for you to get blessed. But they don't know what they got to do for them to get blessed. Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a very important concept to digest because we don't take enough time to process that. Let's continue. So, sure, in the sure definition, sir.
It says, point number 3. Certain, safe, firm, or permanent.
Listen, do you know for certain how hard you had to work? How dedicated you were? How consistent you were? How clear of mind that you were? And how long you waited before the Most High blessed you? Because this is somewhat of the equation. It's length of time, mental clarity, work ethic, discipline, fight, not looking back in the past, not overly looking forward in the future. These are aspects of what it takes to get the Most High's attention. So Solomon's like, look at this beautiful temple. And the beautiful temple is symbolic of a community affair of dedication. No different than it is in our school. You look at the school, you look at the blessing, you think about how hard you worked to help put your brick in, how much you lost, how much you committed to, and you can easily process it. The question is, have you practiced this in your life? Because everybody wants blessings. Everybody wants good to fall out the sky. But are we putting the work in to actually get the good? Are we committing to get the good? This is what Solomon is letting us know we have to think about. So continuing the word sure, sir.
1 and 4. Firm, stable, steady, not liable to failure.
Listen, we have to sit back here and get to the point where we learn what it takes not to fail. Have we learned how to properly counsel in the way that doesn't bring blowback and failure to you? That concept you can even measure in how you communicate with brothers. What spirit were you in when you got the best response from the brothers you work with? And can you replicate that mindset that you're in to get the right response back from the people that you're having the problems with? Everything reverts back to how clear your mind was, how pure your intentions were, how well you removed negative thoughts, negative intentions. Same thing at the job. You can't operate in this life saying, yeah, man, my boss just has a problem with me. Okay, then where's the Most High in the equation? The Most High is giving me problems, and my boss is cutting my hours. Why? Have I been working at the same work ethic and discipline when the boss gave me extra hours? Was I fighting my thoughts? Was I appreciative with the blessing the Most High gave me? I don't know. I've seen people. I've seen one of my sons sit back here and he worked a Jake job, and every day he complained about it. Until guess what? They didn't want him no more. That happens a lot, bro.
Funny, yeah.
It's funny, but it kind of is. But like, bro, you gotta appreciate what you got.
You gotta bless it.
If I'm sitting back here and trip, I don't know why he let me go. What happened? What happened?
I want to be here.
I don't know.
Why'd you fire me?
What? They're spirits. They're spirits. Is it spirits? Or you just complaining? And you're angry inside, and people can pick up on it, and the Most High picks up on it first. Why am I saying this? Because this is what the Most High is looking at in your life. You have negative thoughts. Well, do you study? How much do you study a day? Do you know how much studying you have to put in to have clear thoughts? No, most people don't. Absolutely not. I just go to class and feel good and get high. I get high off these 2-hour classes. And I'll be all right. Until we're in construction and there's no class for a couple weeks. Then it's really, it's malfunction out. Until Bible class happens again. Then everybody's sitting back here, it's cats and dogs fighting now. It's just the truth. So let's continue. Is that all the words you have, sir?
No. It says firm, stable, steady, not liable to failure.
It's not, listen, you have to sit back here and analyze how the Most High has blessed you long enough to where you know without a shadow of a doubt how hard you got to work and the thoughts you have to maintain and the spirit you have to work with to constantly regenerate a blessed response. One of the benefits that comes from working the mall is you will get an immediate response if you're not in the right spirit. You will get an immediate response. If your mind ain't right, I don't know why I'm at 0 at 2 o'clock. I know why you're at 0 at 2 o'clock. I know exactly why. Because your mind ain't right. This thoughts you're battling. Now is about figuring out what's on your mind, how are you living to figure out what it takes to get blessed. Never forget, that's why the mall is one of the greatest training grounds I have seen in this work. Not the only one. One of the greatest training grounds where you can get an immediate response as to where your mind is at. And that's facts. Now, it happens in other ways, like on the move, things just start breaking out. Then people ain't thinking right. Things get broken. Trucks start breaking down. Arguments at the job. There's a negative spirit. Anyway, that's the point I'm explaining is we have to put the work it takes to figure out how and when the Most High is going to bless you. We're going to give an overview of it, but you have to have your personal testimonies that you hold on to so that you can find a way to anchor yourself steady and stable for a longer stretch of time. And I'm going to explain why that's important. Let's go back to Josephus from the top again, sir.
Book 8, chapter 4, paragraph 4, line 121. He exhorted them also to be mindful that by what methods they had attained their present good things.
Mm-hmm.
By the same, they must preserve them sure to themselves and make them greater. and more than they were at present.
He says, because he says, if you know how hard you have to work to get blessed, and it's sure, it's confirmed, it's guaranteed, then once you know that level of work ethic it takes and mentality, then all you have to tweak is to do what? More of the same thing. Because if the Most High, we know the scripture says Most High wants what? Usury. So if you know he wants usury, then it's a matter of intensifying and doing more of those same good repetition actions to get the response you're looking for.
So you're saying more of what's right, because when we do say, this is a statement that we got to highlight in our mind, I'm doing everything I was told.
And I got a verse to explain it. This is what we sit back here and say, yes, Arya?
Would you say that we would have to double our work ethic?
All I can say is this. If we learn how hard you have to work to get the Most High's attention, more times than not, we're asking for more than what he gave us before, right? Right?
For the same amount of work.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's
The point. We want more. Yeah, God, I think I'm ready for this blessing.
How about
Let me get 2 ribs.
20 hours a week? Can I get a double
Yeah, I'm gonna
course?
get 2 plates. No, I just want 2 ribs. I don't know if you ever saw that show. Point is this.
No,
You want greater
my actual ribs to eat.
Yes. Yeah, not ribs. Yeah, it was a, I don't know if you
See what you think, Sand Show, right?
I'm going to get you something.
Yeah, I just want 2 ribs. The guy thought it was an entire plate, 2 plates of ribs. No, I just want 2 ribs. And he said, but he wanted to break down how much it costs for 2 ribs. Like, we don't sell it like that. The point is this. After you figure
I couldn't hold it in there. That was the dumbest.
it was,
The dude actually told the dude, listen, I want
2 ribs.
2 ribs. How much?
And he looked broke.
Two.
Like, he's like, God damn, this dude sitting back here. It was Chris Rock, but he sat back here and he thought he was broke out. Then he came out and had like, you got change for 100? He was like, get out of here. You had the money just to buy a plate. Like, you want to get 2 ribs out? It's horrible out.
He jewed him down.
I know. It didn't work for him. But what I'm trying, it's this. Usury is more. More. In banking terms. Usury is interest. So Christ said, I want interest in what I invest into you. So he wants us to take the blessings we have and produce greater works if we want to continue to get blessed and acknowledged by the Most High. But you can't produce greater works unless you are for sure know how hard you have to work to get where you've gotten so far. So whether we are at a school and we put the work in to build a school, or in your home, you've sat back here and you've built a solid family, or you sat back here and you've learned to maintain your own spirit. That's an accomplishment. Maintaining your own spirit. You have to be able to maintain your own spirit before you're ready to embrace and receive greater blessings.
When we say maintain your spirit, we mean that you keep your disciplines, your daily responsibilities.
And you don't have so high of highs and low of lows, because too many times when we deal with people, it's I'm up and I'm down and I'm up and I'm down. It's like Six Flags.
Yeah. I'm maintaining
It's
my
like that
rationale.
scary wooden. It's that scary wooden.
rattler.
That's the wackest piece of death trap in the history of creation. Like, why did you sit back here and make or at least it looks all
wood?
And like, this is whack.
And people get whiplash.
This is not stable. Anyway, what am I
The
saying?
rattler.
Yeah, listen, bro.
We got whiplash on
Listen,
that.
how about
They had to fix
I won't be rattled. I'm getting the hell off that piece of machinery.
It was the whiplash.
And you got to eat them out like, woo! Like, what? You got listen, every time I've been on one, I've been holding on for dear life. Sit back like this. Enjoying the sun out?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing no sun. I'm watching y'all get on there. I'm not doing that.
I thought you was about enjoying the sun out.
Not like that. Not like that, bro.
God. But what we're saying is, whether you've learned how to maintain your spirit, whether you learn how to maintain your spirit and your family's spirits, or building a school, there's a certain work ethic and a certain level of attention to detail, mental and spiritual clarity that you have to get there. So while you're waiting, are you sitting back here and producing more than what you know you have to do and what's gotten you there so far? Have you produced? It's like when the scripture says, abounding in long suffering, abounding in patience, abounding in mercy, abounding in
It
discipline.
sounds really poetic.
Until you got to do it. Because Christ wants users. We're going to get into all this in a bit. I don't want to jump too far ahead. But what happens when we attempt to pursue gaining additional blessings, this is what happens. Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 11, verse 23. And we're going to read down. Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 11, verse 23 down.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 23 reads, Say not, what profit is there of my service?
Listen, because that's what ends up happening in your mindset when you start trying to do good and it don't work out. Right or wrong? What profit is me sitting back here sacrificing this and giving up my time here, working hard? What benefit comes out of it if I'm still not getting what? Blessed. And that's, he says, don't ever get to that position to where you get discouraged. Or what this is saying is when you get weary and well doing. Because what we don't do, we haven't learned how to calibrate our good works. Some of us have natural work ethic, but really horrible outlook in the midst of our work. Raise your hand if that's you. You will sit back here and work, rain, sleet, or snow, but you can't keep your outlook right. Why would the Most High bless you with that? If he wants usury. Why do I say he wants usury? Because do you think that your work ethic came from you? You're just the most hardest working man in show business. Like you James Brown out here for the Most High at. You're a mashed potatoes out there. Somebody you just gonna work and you sweat hard and that's it? No, the answer is no. How about your strengths were what? Were gifts. How about your strengths were gifts? Most High gave you your strengths. So did you do anything to get those strengths? No. You were born with it. Some of those of us who have the work ethic.
Like a duck to water.
No, some people can naturally just grind. So the Most High is not going to bless you because you can go to work. Because that's what you already do naturally. So if he wants usury, then what is it that you don't do good while you're working hard that can get the Most High's attention? Maybe it's obedience. Maybe it's proper communication. Maybe it's proper outlet. Maybe I have to learn to find more peace in the work that I do. Maybe, and then if I can't do that, maybe I need to study enough. Because once again, do you know how many hours of studying it takes to have a pure outlook about what you do for the Most High? Do you know that? If you don't know that, now this is why we don't get the blessings we look for. And then because we don't understand what it takes to get blessings, the response is this. What profit is there of my service? What good is it that I live the right way? I'm not getting the attention of my husband. I'm not getting the attention of the Most High. I'm not getting blessed. Why do anything then? Because that's what we start doing. When we say those words, then everything about our actions start to what? Slow down. We start slowing down and we start coasting. And then when we slow down and coast, that's when the Most High makes things difficult for us even more. Because now you're given less than what you naturally have the ability to do. Why would the Most High bless that if you're not even given as much as you were blessed to be able to do? This is the mindset. So he says you can't get to the point where you get discouraged for doing good works because you ain't got what you wanted yet. None of us has that right to take that stance. That's why the Most High makes our life so much difficult when we start thinking that thought. Read on.
Say not, what is profit? Salaki, what profit is there of my service? And what good things shall I have hereafter?
That sounds like a mercenary. That sounds like a hireling. And that's how the Most High looks at you. If I'm angry about how long it takes to get what I want, you first of all haven't learned how hard it takes to get the Most High's honor and blessing and attention, one. And then two, you don't like the fact that the Most High is constantly stringing you out to get more. Because when the scripture says the Most High in Christ wants usury, what does that mean? Whatever level of good works you did 2 years ago, you got to be better at what it is. Why do I say better? Because there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much you can do on a physical level to get the Most High's approval. But what can you do? You can be more efficient in your daily work. You can have a better outlook in your daily work. You can be at greater peace in your daily work. You can learn, you can get strong enough to where you don't have to maintenance yourself as much, and you can give your attention to others who need you. You can always get more efficient and more skillful in that mindset. Okay? So, continue.
Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Again, say not, I have enough, and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter?
And this is also what Solomon is saying. The first verse in 23 says you can't be weary in well-doing. Verse 24 is saying, now that I've gotten what I want, now I can slow down. Now I can take it easy. Now I can enjoy the blessings the Most High has given me and not give as much to the Most High. So he's explaining both polarities. Whether you're waiting for something to come to you in your life or you've already got the things you want and your checklist is already covered. Both of those extremes on both sides ends up being what? I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to slow up on my effort to please the Most High. And both mindsets get you in trouble with the Most High. We can't slow down when things start going good in our life and getting less or just coasting. And you can't sit back and get tired of doing well when you ain't got what you want. But the problem is a lot of us might not, some of us are that way, and some of us are in that middle, playing the middle. And the Most High said the ones that play the middle are called what? Lukewarm. So we need to learn, and what David and what Solomon is explaining is how to keep your foot on the gas at all times. The only solution is keeping your foot on the gas. But the idea of putting your foot on the gas forever is also what? Exhausting. It's also can be demoralizing. People can start sitting back here and being sad and dejected because every day of my life I got to give 100%. That happens too. I don't have no time to excel. Tyler Perry in here acting something like that. That's how I kind of felt in January. Everybody was waiting to excel. Listen, the Most High is still trying to tell us we have to maintain efficiency, discipline, humility, a pure outlook once you get what you're looking for or you haven't gotten what you're looking for. And that ties in with what Paul said about being instant, what? In season and out of season. What does instant mean? Ready to go, ready to fight what's inside of you, ready to maintain that sure work ethic of what it takes to get the Most High's attention. It still goes back to that. Do you know how hard it takes to get blessed? And then once you learn how hard it takes to get blessed, do you know how to start ratcheting up the intensity to keep the Most High in being the apple of your eye? Didn't in Hebrews the Most High say the Lord is a what fire? He's a consuming fire. The intention is always for us to get closer to Him. And the closer you get to Him, the more it's uncomfortable, the more is going to be required of you. Or to be specific, a lot more has to be let go from you. Because fire is a purging agent. In order for any single one of us to do more, is it necessarily about physically doing more or letting go of more? This is the expectation. This is the usury Christ is talking about. And this is what Solomon has explained to us. Once the temple was erected, we have to maintain the mindset of putting the Most High first. And in the mindset of, can I keep purging what's inside of me to get closer to Him, regardless of the accomplishment I have or what I don't have? Because the funny thing is this. I don't know if we've understood this enough. But the funny thing is, the Most High is trying to see if you're going to commit greater works than before, whether you get what you want or not.
Or not.
It's as simple. That's what the Most said, the simplicity that's in Christ. But when you tell somebody that, they give you a frown. And they can't turn it upside down. You know why? Because the idea is like, damn, I got to bust my tail and I have to be okay if I don't get what I want or not. The answer is yes. Because isn't that what a good servant is? We went into it in Luke 17. He gives you all the context clues, like Esau says. These are your context clues. He gives you all the context clues about what you have to, how you have to look at the book.
Here's the hints.
That's hints, context clues, however you want to look at it. He gives you everything you have to look at to determine what it takes to continue to be in the Most High's good graces. Okay? So, let me finish this verse, and we got it. Let's continue in Ecclesiastes 11.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 25 reads.
Most High knows the nature of our people. Read on.
In the day of prosperity.
Listen, when you get what you're looking for, when you get a blessing that you were waiting for, read on.
In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
So when you get what you want, who wants to sit back here and keep meditating on how hard it took to get to it? You want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You want to stunt in that car. Yeah, say
I work for
that
this.
car. You want to sit back here and you want to start putting money into it, tinkering it,
What?
putting lights,
That's what enjoy my blessing.
glass shoot lasers out, like people in the South like to do out. Pew, pew. Have you seen a car that with the glass in the front shoots lasers? First of all, it's illegal to do so. So people that do it, you will get a ticket. You're jacking up people's eyes.
He's shooting lasers.
You could cause literally an accident. It's like pew, 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 pew. You're like, ah! I'm serious. My first ribs brother said, "Yeah, man, you gotta check this out, man. Check this out, man." And I was like, "This is what Paul Wall said. The concrete's crumbling, and the glass lights in the front and shooting lasers out. He'll be like, boo, 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 boo." I was like, "This is dangerous, isn't it? This is dangerous. This is dangerous, huh?"
Yeah.
Yes, sis.
This is pretty, I don't know if you've heard it said, but there was a man that he was asked to do something and he couldn't do it, but he said, "I did this," and then he left crying, like he was sad.
That was a rich man who said he followed the law, he did everything he was supposed to do. But the most I said, "Great, you followed the law. Now you got to give up everything you got."
Is that what you say?
To a degree, the idea is that when you put the work, well, I don't want to jump to that part yet. What I'm talking about is when you get a blessing, you want to overly focus on the blessing and the reward versus meditating on what type of spiritual disposition you had to earn the blessing.
It goes back.
I've sat back and talked to brothers at the mall for many years. Like, brothers make $500, they're hyped up. I'm like, what did you do to get it? What was your mindset that you had when you got it? Write down everything you did from the time you woke up to the time you closed that used to be 10 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever the damn o'clock it was. Can you journal everything you did so you can study all of the verbatim works you did to get blessed? Nobody wants to do that. We just want to smile and do that Toyota commercial and jump in the air. I can kick your feet up like, yeah!
You won.
I love what you do for me, Toyota. That's what we want. We want to embellish the fun versus realizing, listen, let me get blessed. I'm happy I'm blessed, but what did I do? Because I need to repeat this. Most of us can't repeat the blessings. We can't do it. Because what we do, read verse 25 again.
Come. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction.
You forget how hard you have to work. You forget all of the sacrifice and dedication you brought to the table. And then what you want to tell yourself is, there's no more storms. You want to sound like Mary J. Blige. No more storms, no more drama, no more pain. Like every album is about this, no more storms. Like, damn, but you keep having storms every 2 years. Anyway, what am I trying to say? Instead of celebrating the fact that you're out the storm, analyze what type of works you brought to the table, but I'm also to acknowledge the fact that you got out of this drama for now. We don't practice these specific details and wonder why we can't be successful in our walk towards serving the Most High. Do we understand? This is what Solomon is letting us know. This is what other scriptures are letting us know. Read verse 25 again.
Come.
That means real journaling. Because you know what? How many of us, and this has got to be honest, can you sit back and remember all the good stuff you did and you won't forget it?
Nobody.
That's what people like to do. Yeah, I'll just remember. I won't forget this. Yeah, right.
You remember it till you get mad.
Until you, that's what the next part of the verse happens. Then you'll forget it. Do you know, this is the thing, do you know what you have to work on to get blessed. And then when you start getting weak, you know where to go get it, the information, to remind yourself how hard you have to work. Or is it buried under just notes and pages and books and notebooks? Or do you even have notebooks and notes? It's a real good question too. Some of us have notes with just no writing on it. If your notebook has a bunch of word verses with nothing explaining the verse, you're in trouble. Yeah. Just chapter verse. This is a great class. You're going to forget that 4-letter word in 2 hours. You're getting high in class. That's what you're doing, and you're preparing to fail. And that's the facts. If you don't create a mechanism to remember, you're wasting your time. So this is what the scriptures are saying. When things are going good, you want to forget how hard you had to work and the dedication it takes to maintain what you have and what you read. We read it, whether it's in Josephus or different books. Every kingdom on earth, once they get to the world dominance position, they forget the work ethic they had to have, the mindset they had to have, the discipline and work ethic they had to keep. Every civilization that crumbled, it's all the same concept. Another country outworks them. Another country is hungrier. They're more serious about the organization of their country. There's a lot of different factors that happen for people who lose what they've built in comparison to people who work to get what they're looking for. There's always this letdown of this laxness of mindset. And that's what you have to be looking to ward against. When you're the most happy, take some time to remove yourself from your happiness and write down what you did to earn the happiness. Because I'm telling you, within weeks, you're going to forget the happiness. You're going to be sad again. Am I right or wrong? So, read verse 25 again.
God, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
And in the day, and it says, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. The only way you can remember when things were prosperous is if you can write it down. Because what he's saying is most of our people are slaves to the moment. Most of our people are slaves to how we feel. And we have not created a mechanism to remove that emotion and feeling from our spirit, to clear our minds and to clear our spirits and prepare us to go opposite of how we feel. And this is the truth. And this is what it actually takes to sustain blessings, to sustain good in your life, to sustain the work ethic it takes to keep the Most High's attention. When things are going good, don't forget how hard you had to work to get that. When things are going bad, don't forget how hard you had to work to get the blessing. The remedy is the same. When things aren't going good, then work harder. Be more efficient. When I say work harder, be more efficient at your job. Be more efficient at what you do for a living. If you physically know and are mature enough to show up, are you mature enough to sit back here and attack your outlook and be at peace with your condition? Because if you can't be at peace with your condition, it doesn't matter if you're working good enough. Because when you got blessed, you were at peace with your work ethic and your outlook. So you have to be able to maintain this principle. I know people, if things are going good at home, they can produce like $1 million. When a person's wife is going bad, all of a sudden they're in the dumps. They can't produce. They can't fight. Things don't go good in their life. A lot of our people's works are conducive to everything going perfectly in their lives. And the Most High's like, this is a crap way to live, and I'm not going to reward you with that type of thing. When things are going good, don't forget how hard you had to work to get my attention. When things are going bad, don't forget that you got to give more and produce more usury to get my attention. That keeps everybody what? In check and stable. Emotionally stable. Because that's what we all go frantic. We go frantic. We start losing control. We start destroying the good around us. Because we can't get tied up in these emotional mood swings that happen to each and every one of us. You can tell a young spirit by how quickly they can get knocked off their center when just things kind of change up a little bit. Routines change up. The weather changes up, the circumstances change up, and everybody starts glitching. Most High is giving us the answer on how to remain spiritually stable. And the way you remain spiritually stable during good times and bad times is to never forget how hard you had to work to get the blessings, and then recreate that same energy moving forward and learn how to be more efficient in those works. That's the answer. I'll continue in Ecclesiastes 11.
Come, verse 26.
Give me verse 27, actually.
Verse 27 reads, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
He's telling you, man, if the situation and circumstances are bad enough, you'll forget that Most High loves you. Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
How many times you know the Most High is loving you right now, but in 2 days if some bad news happens, all of a sudden you don't know if this is for you.
Is there a God?
It's a God, but this might not be your path.
Oh yeah.
This might not be for you. How do you go so extreme from day to day? It's because you're not sure.
No anchor.
And you're not, the anchoring is how sure you are that if I do this, the Most High is going to come through for me. And that's what is. That's one word.
Doubt.
Faith. Yes, it is doubt, but the issue is doubt, but the solution is faith.
Yeah.
And faith is, can I hold on to the reality, the fact that if I fight me, I stay on top of my outlook and I work at this level, physically, mentally, spiritually, mental clarity wise, I will get rewarded. And then if things don't go my way, can I go back to that space and keep tweaking more and a greater efficiency in what I'm already doing well? That is the key to continually being blessed in your life. And this is what Solomon was trying to explain to the people after the temple was built. Okay? So, did we finish verse 27?
Come.
Okay.
Latter part.
I think he wanted something first.
There's a latter part.
We read the latter part of verse 27.
And his end, his deeds shall be discovered.
Because what he's telling you is, you don't really know if a person loves the Most High until he or she can weather the storm over years and periods of time. You know what I'm saying? It's how many of us can sit back here? A lot of us can enjoy the ride when it's high. But when the ride gets low and bumpy, do we still have that same fervency towards looking at the Most High? With gladness and joyfulness.
Am I the same person?
Am I the same person? This is what the Most High is looking at. This is why he says you can't even read verse 28.
Come, verse 28. Judge none blessed before his death.
That puts everybody on the hook. He said, you can't judge anybody to be blessed until he dies. Until the battle is what? Over. And this person has sat back and established a catalog from beginning to end of consistency and dedication. It's important to say that because nobody can rest on their laurels. Nobody can rest on, I did good 10 years ago. I know a lot of men that in the 90s, we was unfadable. Damn, you saying unfadable still out? That was the 90s. Unfadable. Damn, unfadable? That was 90s. What about in the 2000s? How about in the 2010s? In the 2020s? Have you been able to maintain that outlook and get better at what you do? Or are you doing is like Kyle Cosby said, man, is pulling out your damn spell book of old classes and teaching the same damn classes you had 30 years ago? Have you evolved? Have you fought what's inside of you? Have you learned to give more and more efficiently over time? You can't even determine if a person is blessed until they can maintain their outlook for long stretches of time. So if that is the determination of a person being blessed, what is he saying about how you have to act on an everyday basis? What it's saying is you can't get too high on nothing. Because a lot of us don't even know how to sit back here and take a blessing. I've seen brothers over the years when things were good, they were just on top of the world. They were super up. But what people don't get, the higher you are when things are good, the lower you are when things don't go good. And these are facts. This is tried and true. Seen it, been there, done that, bought a t-shirt. You have to learn how to keep your highs in check, under control, and be okay with your highs. Because the lows is coming again. So the focus should stop being about embellishing the win and you should embellish the lesson. That's how you stay strong. In order to finish the race to the end, the only thing that should matter is the spiritual lesson you get from it. We're going to go into that later on. Because Moses explains what makes a man truly happy in life is the pursuit of what? Virtues. Because that's the only thing that can sustain the fact that you can get to the end. Most of us sit back and say, man, I can't call it, man. If I get me a car, that's all I need, man.
Yeah.
All I need is a couple of grand in my pocket, I'm good, man. And a rib, and a gal, man, and I'm good. If that's what you're looking for, man, you ain't going to make it. Because you have to stay in this for the right reasons and have the right motivations to sustain this. There's a lot of good people that we've worked with that have bad reasons for doing this, and they don't make it. That's why it's not about, judging somebody, looking down on somebody who bounced. There's a lot of good people that just never learned what this was really about. And they got offended over time and couldn't get past the offense of the loss, and they never became the same person.
I
Now, I just want to paint the picture. After you, then Elisha. I'm sorry. Okay.
Here's what you're saying, perfect.
Yeah.
Philippians 3 and 13. Philippians 3 and 13.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 13.
Yeah, I like what you're saying because there's this over my head effect. Classes, you can see the classroom year after year, and the actual spiritual detail and understanding and applicable instruction can literally go over your head or in one ear and out the other.
Philippians 3 and 13.
Yes,
I'm just mistyping it up.
Philippians 3 and 13. And we don't want to be the archetype of person that the lesson, the biblical information that you need for your salvation, for your spirit, and for your mental stability is just left ear, right ear.
Yeah.
Or it's just stuck in your notebook, but can never come out of your notebook into your life.
Yep.
Let's read.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended.
This is Paul, an extremely successful man. He's an extremely successful man in multiple arenas. He was successful as a Pharisee, and he was successful as a disciple.
Yes.
And his identity,
Or apostle.
his apostle, Slaki, and his identity, his self-identity is I have not apprehended. Definition of apprehend.
Apprehended
Uh-huh.
says taken, seized, arrested, conceived, understood, or feared.
No. That's what I'm looking for. Arrested in the sense of
You got it. You're talking about arresting, you got the person you're looking for.
I've done it. I've accomplished.
Yes.
I apprehended me. I won.
I got what I sought out.
This is what happens when we get cars, we get a rib after a drought, we get some rank after a rank
we get
drought.
good blessings.
When we get a promotion after a promotion, quote unquote promotion drought in our life.
At the job, in life. Yes.
This is we have this concept in our mind, the spirit that gets high and gets intensely, activated off the notion of a growth pattern, and they just I'm on top of the world. That personality type, in their mind, they celebrate these highs, which is great. But then
It's not great, though.
It was not great.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not great. I'll be more specific. A person celebrates their victories. Good. Did Paul do that? Read.
Fine. I got it.
Scripture.
Brethren.
I count on myself. Read.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended.
He doesn't even identify himself as a person that has succeeded
I've
or
got nothing.
has achieved. He has not identified himself with that mindset. Why is
But
that
stop.
so important?
Before you go into why it's important, let's stop back. How many men have lived a life of persecuting the church? I'm talking about leading up to this point. How many men were Pharisees that took part in killing apostles? Took a complete 180 and was, if we're going to be honest, had the single greatest impact of delivering the message around the world. Because that's what he did.
Multiple
He
languages.
developed 7
Multiple
churches spread throughout Asia Minor. Now, he didn't stay there for the totality of all these churches being built, but he initiated 7 churches all throughout Asia and Europe. Why is that important? Who else has done that at the magnitude of his works? Nobody. If anybody could sit back and say, damn, I did a damn good job, it will be Christ in him. And then, on top of the fact that you opened up 7 churches, you were perfect. Don't forget, Paul was, because I think in chapter 3, the beginning of it, he was perfect and flawless in his following of the law before he was killing apostles. He didn't break a law. Then he learned the law of Christ and the Spirit of Christ, how he taught. And he sat back here and elevated on top of following the law. He followed Christ and took it to the next level. How many people in that era could say they did that? Paul was the object of infamy all throughout the world of people who actually tried to teach Christ. He was hated. He was envied. He was the standard of teaching the word across the world. Peter was the anchor where? In Jerusalem. He was the rock of the church in Jerusalem. He didn't travel. Paul, with his works, remember he said in Romans 14 that the true glory is to teach the word where no man has ever heard the word.
His name?
Yeah.
He's sitting back here and teaching Vikings and Visigoths and Scythians and mountain men, getting bit, going through all type of hell. His work, when you read the beginning of Philippians 3, it shows you his spiritual rap sheet of accomplishments, all the things he did as a Pharisee and he did as a teacher of the Bible, teaching Christ. Unparalleled to anybody at the time and even now. Unparalleled. And even he said that he didn't what?
He doesn't identify as a person
that did
I have done it.
God.
That mindset is dangerous. We're going to go into it real quick.
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. But this one thing I do.
But if there's anything I can pat myself on the back about and say I have learned, I have the ability to really grasp this concept, and I can hang my head on this. What is that? Read.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
Stop right there. That's the one thing we, the Jew, don't want to do.
No, what you have to do is really explain that, because what I had said earlier is that you couldn't forget.
Well,
I just want to say this. Because you're still right on point, but you're not supposed to forget the work it takes and the level of commitment it takes in order to get blessed. What you're forgetting is the what? The accomplishment itself. What you're forgetting, you're forgetting the actual accomplishment in Christ that impacted a lot of people.
And the glory that came from
it. But you're not forgetting how much dedication and sacrifice you put into getting to that point. I had to clarify that.
Yeah. The wisdom that produced the achievement should never be forgotten.
Because that's what this is all about.
But the harping of the achievement, you have to put your conscience on the next spiritual achievement.
The next virtue. Because in order to achieve anything in the spirit, there is a virtue that a person has to gain or add to themselves in order to reward the blessing or give you the blessing you're looking for. That's another thing we don't understand. Think about the one thing you got to have. Then the question is, have you asked your friendly neighborhood counselor, what do I have to do to sit back and what do I got to give? What do I have to add in my spirit to earn what I'm looking for? Most brothers and sisters just suffer in silence. They get angry. They get pissed off. Then they say, what good is all this work I'm doing? Like we read in Ecclesiastes 11:23, what profit is there of my service? Because I'm such a good servant. I'm such a good student. I'm such a good wife. And I'm just getting the you-know-what end of the stick.
I deserve it.
Life is unfair. The squeaky wheel gets the most oil. And I'm not a squeaky wheel. So you know what? Life is jacked up. I might as well be wicked then. Have you heard that story? You've heard that song before?
Yeah.
The more I act up, maybe I'll get more attention. Yeah. Okay, you play that game you want. Just because your man might give you attention don't mean the Most High gonna give you the blessing you're looking for. How about that? So, I'm just stopping it, but you keep going with your point.
I got 2 more sentences. That's it. 2 more lines.
Yeah.
It says, read.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
Simply, all it means in everyday language and everyday vernacular is I'm just going to put my mind on my next spiritual battle. I'm not going to forget that I achieved. Listen, I'll never forget the spirit. Listen, man, I passed my soldier's test. I was so happy with myself, bro. I said I did it, man. I did it, man. I passed my soldier's test. I thought I could never do it. 'Cause I failed the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And I was just like, I'm just be a soldier for the rest of my life.
Just
I'm gonna be a
smile.
soldier for the rest of my life, man.
Super soldier. Super soldier.
I drove my car out, and the wind came in my car and took the test off of my dashboard and blew it out. And it went into like the highway. And I pulled my car over. And I ran. I was like looking all throughout the street, like, where's my soldier's test? Where's my soldier's test? I'm like, golly, I had a physical championship.
You gonna frame that joint?
I did.
You gonna frame it, man.
I
You
passed
gonna
the
frame it,
soldier's
man.
test. I made it. I was gonna do that, and the Lord just said, "No, bro, I'm not gonna let you think you done did it, bro."
Until you can slow do nothing.
I was like, I passed my soldier's test. I made it, and the wind blew and pulled the test out, and it almost evaporated out. I looked everywhere.
It evaporated.
It did.
The spirit took it out.
The spirit just went. I went on the highway right by Ingram Mall when you exit
That's
Ingram Mall.
dangerous. So you're going around in circles and cutting through
Brother,
traffic.
I ran out of the car. I was looking. I was
It's
like,
literally dangerous.
I was down there in tears. I was like, this is all I got. This is all I got. It was like, nah, bro. You have to keep going.
How about you got to remember everything you learned there and add some more to get to this officer.
This is not enough. But in the mind, we know how hard it took to get something.
Everybody wants to work. One word with an E. Starts with an E. Second letter is a X. Come on. Everybody wants to do good works and exhale.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants to exhale. Huh?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do good and say,
Yeah.
I did a hell of a job. Look at what I did.
You know how hard it was back
See that, man?
It was hard.
It was the trials of Job that I took to get to that, man. Look at all this good work that I'm doing.
I tried my best and I failed out. I said, you gotta get, they said, I got 3 more chances, I got 2 more chances. If you fail out, he's gonna make it. That's it.
You gotta wait a year out. You gotta wait a year, bro.
Yeah, wait a whole year. Back in the day, if you fail the test, I mean, 2 times or 3, I'm not sure what it was.
I think it was 2 out.
They said, you got 1 more time. I'm like, I didn't a whole other year. I got to pass this test.
I can't let this brother under me be over me.
That's
unacceptable.
I was going to pass the test. I want to be that guy, and then like, I thought you were going to pass the test. I failed a couple times. You know how this is hard.
Because there have been brothers that say, yeah, man, they fail it. They say, oh, you don't need to take this test, man. Being accepted with the Most High. Like, damn. Why would you sit back here, take it? And then when you fail it, oh, you don't need to do that.
It's not that important.
Then why'd you take it?
Exactly.
Why'd you take it if it wasn't important?
If it wasn't important, why'd you give yourself to it?
Because if you would have taken it and passed it, would you say that? No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't say that.
What is going over a history of people that cap when things don't work out? But keep going out.
So it says forgetting those things that are behind, mean that, listen, you might have had an achievement, you might have grown, you might have got something, you might have accomplished something, but the Lord's not going to let you rest on your laurels. Laurels is just achievements. He's not going to let you chill on your achievements. I learned my ABCs. I'm good now. I don't know nothing else.
Yeah.
I just be 20 years old. I know ABC.
Yeah.
That's all I know. No, you got.
Aardvark. Oh, that's all you got.
Aardvark. What about everything else? Well, I got my ABCs.
Yeah.
So you have to keep progressing. So read on.
And reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Reaching forth to the things that are before.
Before it's forward.
What's in front of you? What's your next threshold?
Yes.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to complain and cry and pull their hair out because they hit a threshold.
Or you have an unsatisfied person that just wants another carnal trinket.
That's amazing. That's how you get the collective.
Because you're not. Because the thing is this: what you're supposed to do is be appreciative of the blessing you were given, but not be overly focused on the blessing. It's just like, and I gotta say this one thing. I'm not going to go here, but I think it was in Wisdom of Solomon, and it talked about idolatry, and it explained that the spirit of people that follow idolatry are consumed with the gift more than the creator.
Yes.
Whether it's worshiping of the sun or the artificer or whoever makes this idol, they were consumed with that physical blessing the Most High produces instead of being focusing on the power that was in charge of the production.
Yeah.
And we don't do that. So when we get a blessing, we're supposed to sit back and be appreciative that Most High gave us the blessing, but be more in love and more enthusiastic with the power and creator that gave me what I was looking for. And this is what Paul is explaining.
And that's
If
how
you can find that verse, it'd be just a chapter. I'll tell you.
This was on 13.
14 and verse 18.
Well, it's a chapter. It's a chapter.
No, it's 13.
13 starting in what? The beginning?
The entire chapter.
Yeah, that is it. It's an entire chapter. I'm not saying it doesn't repeat itself in chapter 14, but it's an entire chapter. Wisdom 13 that talks about the process of our people are focusing on the blessings the Most High produces instead of the blessing, the power that's in charge of the blessing. Paul understood when the Most High blesses you, you can't focus on all these blessings. Focus on all the works you had to learn and these disciplines you had to learn and these virtues you had to learn for the Most High to say, you ready for this next blessing?
exactly.
Fall in love with that. If you fall in love with that, you'll always be in position to be granted something else. But in order to think that way, you really can't make it about what?
You?
It can never be about what you want. Because what you want truly has to be your desire to please the Most High. And this is how the Most High manufactures every battle we have in our life. It always is boiled down to this. Do you love or do you want the blessing more than the power that's in charge of it? Yes, sir.
Paul said too, we want to worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
And the creature is just the creation the Most High gave or created for man to use. But they're just tools for us to sit back here and do the job of the Most High even more. Whether it's a rib, what brothers don't understand about wives. A wife is supposed to be there so you can sit back here to free you up more to do this work. I've seen men sit back here, have ribs, and they make it about keeping them and maintaining them and focusing on them, and they lose them. It's not about not loving the rib and not loving the wife, but you have to keep the blessing in perspective. The blessing is there so you can be freed up to do more work for the Father, not get bogged down arguing and fighting about why this person ain't locking into you. That's like a Jacob word, pimping in reverse.
Pimping, balling backwards.
That's
You're
reverse
balling
pimping.
backwards.
That's the word. It's better than say balling
That's
backwards.
what they say.
But
They
it's the
say-
same thing. The concept is you're sitting back here and putting less energy in the Most High, more energy in these women. You're supposed to love your wife, be there for your wife, but never forget who gave it to you.
That's counterproductive.
And never forget that who gave you the wife is more important than the wife itself. And that's not a slight against any sister, because the daughters of Zion are awesome. But you know what? Let's not forget who is in charge of all blessings.
Nobody's
Same
greater than
thing
the
with
Most High.
cars.
Kids too.
You get a car, because a car is a process of, it's a tool used to do the work of the Most High a lot easier. Children. Children are there for, first of all, to love them and to maintain your progeny down the line, but it's also a way for you to be a better teacher. I've learned a lot about mercy and patience through my children. I've learned a lot about things I have to work on better inside with my children. I've had to sit, because it's all good when your kid acts exactly like you. You got a kid that don't think like you. You got a kid that likes to. If you're a sports dad and your kid likes to paint, you're in trouble, bro. You are in trouble, dog. You want to sit back here, walk around barefoot with some jeans that are holy and they're painting. You're like, God damn it, Junior! Don't catch this ball, Junior. No, I want to play the violin. Like, you're like, okay, let's go to this recital, man. You doing this? Listen, you better learn to love that recital. So what's the point? The point is you got to come out of yourself and learn to be something that you're not. Because that's what parenting is also. That's what it's for. To teach you how to come out of yourself and provide different dimensions for people who need it. So what am I trying to explain? It's about the lesson the Most High gives you, the virtue He gives you, and not about the physical blessing you're shooting for. And when you really realize it, it's not about the blessing at all. Because you should really get fulfillment in the lessons you're getting. Aren't we a Bible school? Aren't we a Bible church? Then the people that work and live and operate in a Bible school should find satisfaction in spiritual lessons. What does that mean? I've grown in patience, long suffering, mercy, discipline, humility. I know how to control my outlooks better. I know how to sit back and deny myself better. I can see the good in the situation that were in the past. I could usually see the worst. You should find happiness in that. How many of us do that? Hell no. What we say is, man, it's Miller time, dog. It's Miller time when I'm having a bad day. I got to drown my sorrows and what I'm not getting in some alcohol, or the pursuit of women, or the club, or I'm just going to, this new generation is on the internet like forever. That's what it is.
Nonstop.
Like, this is all we do, man.
Scroll.
We scroll and what's that? It's doom scroll. It's doom scroll. It's doom scroll. It's on the net. We're making the internet go nuts.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
9 hours a day.
But that's what we do. Instead of work on what's inside of us. Right or wrong? Okay, continue that way. I'll keep cutting up, but I'm just trying to elaborate on certain things. But keep going, sir.
So, identifying with the conscious or the mentality of I have achieved, that can be counterproductive because it can demotivate you and take your focus off of your next spiritual goal, what the Most High wants for you. And what happens is, the greatest men celebrate their victory temporarily, give their mind to the next spiritual process and achievement, give their mind to the next spiritual threshold, and they commit to that, and they reach for the next spiritual goal, achievement, challenge. 14, and that's it.
Yep, 14 is important.
Philippians 3 and 14.
This end point, you want to highlight this in your mind. Read.
I press toward.
Stop. I press.
Push.
That means you're not casually, cavalierly, relaxed, laissez-fairely, without
Intention. Without intent.
Your intent. We've been harping on intention because a lot of Israel just, the mind of a sheep is the mind of a person without intention. Just hopefully this grass.
Score.
Huh?
Animal.
I was mad today.
I'm hungry. I want something to drink. I got to poop.
Time for class.
Where's he going? Let me go where he's going.
I got
And that's all it is. Isn't that how we act?
I feel ugly today. What's going on?
The zit doesn't leave.
The zit is here. The zit's getting smaller. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like we are whimsically traveling between just random cards. It's like our life is like a bunch of random cards out of a deck.
Yeah.
And we're operating with no intention. And then we feel like I have no esteem of self. I don't feel like I've made anything of myself. Well, you haven't made anything of yourself because you've lived randomly without intention. And this is why there's that dry feeling of running in place or operating in the what's that quicksand? I'm in quicksand and I don't feel good in the
You just keep sinking.
I've never really. I might as well be somewhere else because I don't belong here.
And the remedy is always because we don't value spiritual achievements.
Yeah.
That is not on our priority list.
Yeah.
What we think is, I will do a little bit of good, but I got to get this other stuff that I want in my life.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever get any deeper than that. Can we learn that it's about what the scripture is saying, what David is saying? Keep going.
I press. You're in the mindset of a person that's pressing. You are committing your whole being and the majority of your thought, the majority of your energy,
Your motivation.
the majority of your motivation, the majority of what you have to offer as a human being is going towards your next spiritual threshold. Read.
Yeah.
I press toward the mark for the prize.
For the what?
For the prize.
We all want an achievement. We all want a prize. We just downgrade to making the prize a
We
beat.
want whack.
I just want 15
want a
minutes to
car.
myself.
I want a rib.
Oh, but once you get those things, I just want time to myself.
Yep.
I just want a break. I just want to watch my favorite TV show.
Yep.
We actually diminish to I just want some hot wings.
Yeah.
I mean, can I get some hot wings? Can I get? We start getting to these little small personal prizes we do to get through our hellish life.
Yep.
Read.
I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling.
Of the high calling. High calling indicates your purpose.
Yep.
If you give your mind to doing the next set of steps to get to your spiritual purpose, you will have confidence, you will have self-esteem, you will have self-belief, and you will value the work.
Because the high calling is all about The high call. Yeah, I think I can see the hands are moving late. I don't know this internet craziness, but I can see the high calling is why are you doing what you do every day? The highest calling a man or woman could be given is I'm busting my tail. I'm committing these works, and I value the lessons I'm gaining from them.
Mm-hmm.
I value the discipline I'm learning. I know I'm growing more in discipline. I know what the Most High is putting me through is teaching me how to be more appreciative than I have in the past. But the thing is, whether we're in marriages, this is the thinking we're supposed to have too. As a wife, what are you more happy about? The fact that my man bought me some flowers, or I learned how to sit back here and see my husband in a better light today? Which one do you value more? And for whatever you value, let you know your intentions of your heart. And if your intentions is about getting what you want in the flesh, then guess what? This is why you don't have what you're looking for. Same thing for men. Men want ribs because they want ribs. Men don't want ribs because they don't want to teach. Listen, if a brother don't study on his own without a rib, you going to teach and study with one? Hell no. And if he don't study on his own accord, so now he's going to study if he gets a rib next to him. I'll study then. Well, then your intentions are all crappy. How about that? Yeah. And you think you could fake the Most High by swearing you're going to be more spiritual with the rib?
I'm going to be Bible man. I'm going to be Bible man.
Never, man. It's just letting you know you're supposed to sit back here and commit to studying before the rib, so you show the Most High with your works that I actually can bring something to the table for this person to feed them spiritually. What else you going to give a rib? To be honest with you, we can't compete with worldly men and the carnal time and experiences and the resources they can offer. Because our time in life is committed to the Most High. So what can we offer? But belief, dedication, and clarity and commitment to the Lord. That's what we can provide. And if we can provide that, that should be what we're doing before the rib comes. If I'm not doing that, why give him anything else? Because now what you're doing is going to destroy somebody's life because of your selfishness
and negligence.
And negligence.
Because people say, "Oh, I'm so sad that why doesn't the Lord bless me?" But when you get blessed, you neglect the soul and the spirit of the blessing you've been given. You just didn't want to look bad in public, or you didn't want the shame of not having something, or you wanted maybe a bump financially, or you wanted some type of physical outcome, but you didn't want that so you could feed the spirit. You want so you could feed just your ego.
Yeah.
And that's why the Most High doesn't really honor a lot of our actions, because their ego motivated desires. Yeah. And so you're never gonna be happy if your ego is always hungry.
Because the ego is always starving.
You're never gonna, because ego wants something every day, and it doesn't sleep. Spirit will be at peace, and then you forget about the spirit. My spirit needs. I need more love. Okay, cut it off. I need somebody to worship.
Yeah.
I want people to focus on me and me, only me, and think about me, only me. But what I want to dance in the videos like Diddy. I want to be the one on the stage. I want to be up front. Mm-hmm. You want to be seen. The ego is always pulling people's spirit, and what happens is, you're in a bad position when your ego getting soothed is more important than your spirit getting fulfilled.
Yeah.
When ego satiation is more important than spiritual connection with the Lord, you're in a bad place. You don't know it. That's why this class is so relevant and important. What set of mentalities and steps do I need to commit to so that my ego doesn't take over my life and I become perpetually unhappy? Because the ego only gets elation for a small period of time. It's that high we're talking about. It's that temporary high, that temporary feeling, that temporary vibe, and you're mad that you can't sustain a vibe that's unsustainable. People can't clap on you 24 hours a day. So keep clapping. Yeah. You're just a great person. You're just so great. How long can that happen?
Yeah.
Maybe for a couple of days. Maybe people might give you a pound back. You want to pound it back every minute of every hour of every day? Not
That's
real.
how you know it's a sickness.
It's not real. Let the Most High teach you spiritual fulfillment, how to be happy with nothing. When I say nothing, I mean the spiritual necessities.
With your daily bread.
you're doing it wrong. That's a better way to put it. Be happy with the spiritual. We all watched the cartoon about Jungle Book. You should have learned it then. The bare necessities, huh? The bare necessities. That was a spiritual song, huh? He said, "Listen, the bare necessities. That song is spiritual, bro. He celebrated his daily bread. Huh? If we can get into that mindset, we're straight.
Or you get what you get, and you don't what?
Don't fit.
That's gospel right there, bro.
That's gospel. Huh?
That's gospel.
That's the Lord. Huh?
Adults can't do that. But keep going with your point.
So the main point is this: let me learn to deny my ego and make my spiritual fulfillment the focus. And when you do that, you'll learn to let go of your achievements and focus on your next threshold.
Don't forget, prosperity church teaching was invented and pushed in the 40s and 50s. This is a new thing. The teaching of prosperity, that you were born on earth to get something, that you were born on earth to get something, and God wants you to have a bunch of things. That is a church doctrine
and consumerism
that was accepted nationally in around the 40s and 50s. So when you have your Joel Osteens and your Creflo Dollars and all those guys, T.D. Jakes, and they're pushing prosperity. That is an approach that is not godly, and it was an approach that was created many years ago. So if that was the approach done many years ago, why did they do it? They did it because church attendance was on the what? Decline. So they got to find a way to get more people in church. So I got to bribe them and say, you're promised to have all these good things in your life. And if I teach that concept, we'll keep people in the church. But you're destroying and retarding the potency of what this is.
Oh, the message.
So now when we teach this, like, man, ain't what my preacher told me. This is extreme. You guys just teach extreme Bible verses. Well, you know what? Because that's what the Bible was always supposed to be interpreted before it was bastardized. Because that's what Christianity is. Christianity is a bastardized version of the Bible. The interpretation is bastardized. We got to be conscious and understand what the Most High is really saying. The high calling is, I'm not doing this. I'm not called to serve the Most High to get a car. I'm not called by the Most High to get a rib or two or whatever the hell. You're called by the Most High to sit back and learn and grasp spiritual lessons so you can teach others about the spiritual accomplishments you've learned. That's why every single one of us have been called. And we got to write that down because we lose perspective of that and get caught up on that prosperity hunt. Stop hunting for the win and hunt for the spiritual win, the spiritual lesson. We'll keep going, sir.
No, so if it's about the high calling of Yahweh Shai, it's about learning to love the tenet that the Most High wants you to commit to. I don't think we learn to love it. We just learn to bare our teeth and grit.
Yeah.
My husband wants me to do this for him, so I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
The elder wants me to do this, so I'm just going to get up and I'll make my study phone call. I'm going to show up and line up. I don't love line up. I just show up. Well, if you learn that kind of lifestyle from your birthday or your truth birthday to your spiritual death day or your physical death day, your whole life's going to be gritting your teeth and making yourself do things in the truth. That's going to be your whole mentality. And you can see those people, because when they talk about the truth, it's always that conversation. Yeah. Subliminally when they talk to you, it's always, I had to do this.
Everything I had to
do that. People like that, you just cut them off and don't talk to them. I don't talk to them like that. Yeah. If everything is you had to do this and had to do that, I don't want to know you. Yeah. Because you're teaching me subliminally that I have to look at the Most High's work as a burden.
What is the profit of serving the Lord?
You're telling me that this is a transactional exchange, and if you don't get what you want, then I should be angry at a teacher, a brother, a woman, or a school, or the Bible, or the Lord. I have to be angry at someone. People like that are extremely angry people because they train their mind that everything's about gritting their teeth, making their stomach tense. Their neck is always tight. Their shoulders are always on fire, and then their feet are always on fire, and their back is tight, and everything around them is always tight.
Because didn't the scriptures say that the spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity?
Yeah.
What people don't realize is that physical pain. Listen, we're all going to have our battles in the flesh. Paul had his battles in the flesh.
Yeah.
Paul had issues with his eyes
Yeah.
and certain things he had to go through because of the occupation he chose.
Come.
But he's telling you, if your spirit is in the right spirit, these pains are manageable.
And can I make this
Yes.
one point?
Mhm.
And so, well, and I love this. I love this from my youth. The brothers that I talked to, that the truth was just this tight thing of constriction. It was just all about constriction and being constrained. And this is because I have to be here. I don't want to be here. They have the stale. They have the stale face, the stale spirit.
It's that, but I know men specifically who always would have ulcer issues.
That's what I'm talking about.
They would sit back here and their stool is bloody.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, man, listen. And he said, oh, man, I'm just going through it for the Most High. Are you?
Is that cool?
And the thing is this, why are you stressed? Why are you stressed? Maybe there's blood in your stool because you have no faith. But people don't want to sit back and look at it that way.
Yeah.
They say I'm just so sick because of all the things I do for God.
Yeah. I lost my teeth
Versus
for
saying
Christ.
I do this work for them. Oh yeah, brother said that's it.
I lost. People say this.
Well, my brother
how
said, yeah,
stupid it
I
is.
lost my bottom half teeth because I was a servant God. No, you lost your teeth because you didn't floss.
Your teeth fell out because you
You
have
didn't get
what's
teeth
the
cleaned.
you have gingivitis. G.
Well, you didn't sit back here and deal with parodontitis.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not even clowning. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, listen, the Most High is not about sitting back and having people just lose teeth for God.
That's not
what
the
this
order,
is.
huh?
That's not what this is.
How much have you lost for Christ? Huh? Nobody's talking like that.
This whole road dog, it was for the
You know
Most
I love the
High.
Lord. Look what I've done.
Yeah.
Like, come on, huh? But no, this is a real conversation.
These are what people say. Or they'll sit back and they'll talk to psychiatrists and they'll say this and they'll say that. And they say, man, let me just divulge all the hell I'm catching. Why are you sitting back here talking about all the hell you're catching? This is glorious work. If you look at what you're doing for the Most High as burdensome, then you might as well leave now.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's a fact. And I
Because you're not going to get blessed for the work.
Yeah.
You're going to get spared because you haven't left, but you're not going to get blessed for it. He's only been in a wife and a husband, and she's constantly complaining about how her life is. Why would the Most High bless her? The Most High is going to make her body crumble, her body ache, or she's going to make her. Most High going to make her bosses give her troubles. Because if you're not looking at the Most High the right way, if you're not grateful for what the Lord gave you, then He's going to attack your body.
and your life's gonna match your outlook.
Yes.
Your life. I used to look.
No different than the manna matched Israel's outlook. Remember that? When we sat back here, had negative outlook, the taste was horrible. When he had good outlook, the manna tasted exactly to your heart's
Yeah,
content.
listen.
So the taste, literally, the taste of your consuming this food was predicated on your outlook, your life, and how you look at life. Is mirrored by the experiences you face.
An exact replication of your outlook.
It's a
That's why you
mirror.
don't get it. I used to crap blood every day. I know it for a fact. I lived it. I'm out here every day. I'm going like I think I'm dying. I ain't talking about it. I ain't saying nothing about it. I said to myself, "God, you dying."
Yeah, I think I have the black lung.
You do all this work.
That was a stupid
You do all this work. You're at the mall all day. You're in the class all night.
Yeah.
All you do is push-ups, and all you do is sit here and get told what to do, and then you're bleeding to death in the Lord. Look what you're going
That's not
through.
what you
Right?
meant. That's not
I had to say, I'm not gonna listen to this, bro. I'm not listening to this crap. I say, you know what? This is my faith. This is my faith.
And I'm gonna say this: you're just humble enough to say it. A lot of people go through physical changes because of their unhappiness in serving the Most High. You just don't say it. So let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a bean.
Yeah.
Whatever word, a bean, a buck,
Thou wow,
a thou wow, whatever you want to say, 100. However you want to paint the picture. Your body suffers because of your negative outlook. You just don't own up to it.
Yeah. This was waking up tight. You're waking up. You gotta fight a bully every day.
Yeah.
And then
The bully is your wickedness. How about that one?
I'm under pressure. I'm under pressure.
Why is a person under pressure
It's
if
okay,
they
don't you
just
hear
do
every
what
day?
the Most High wants to
You
do?
will serve the Most High today.
Break yourself. Break yourself. Get up. Break yourself.
Serve the Lord.
Like, damn.
You better quote the scripture. You quote
You
right now.
better smile today. You better smile, you filthy animal.
Quick question. Have you ever smelled fragrances before, like essential oils?
You have this weird look in your face. Break yourself, cuz.
Listen, bro. Some people live like that in the spirit. You don't see a guy with a gun to
All facts.
but in the spirit, in their affect, in their body language, and in their conversation, in their reaction, the reality to people, they got an invisible demon putting that pistol in their head. You better rebel.
Yeah.
You better say this is stupid. This is stupid.
Yep.
You're being commanded and controlled by your negative outlook has you under arrest.
Yeah.
And you're not free. I didn't become free until I said, you know what? I'm tired of living like this. Because how come he's happy?
Yeah.
That's what blew me away. If you're going to live a comparative thinking process, why don't you look at the people that are actually succeeding?
Oh, he's just a fool.
Yeah.
He's a new fool.
Yeah.
See, I'm wiser than your average bear. I know what's going on.
Yeah, one guy.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm overthinking. I overstand.
I
don't understand like y'all suckers out here.
Yeah.
I overstand. Oh, you're overstanding.
Yeah.
That's better than understanding because you're just so much more wise, and I can read between the lines. You dig? I know what's happening over here.
Yeah.
This is a man's thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
go,
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah. You're under spiritual arrest by that demon that controls you. And when when I looked at, when I looked, and I saw the brother looked like he was on vacation at the job.
Yeah.
He looked like he was at the beach.
And all of a sudden, that brother that you're talking about, he was always smiling. Had a great. This funny thing is, he liked working more than studying the Bible.
Yeah.
But when it came to studying, then when it came to reading the Bible, he's like,
Break yourself.
exactly. That's exactly
Read
what
that
it is.
word. Read it right now.
You better read it. You better read this now. But when it came to working, he was smiling and everything was great. He always produced.
He was on the beach.
Yes.
The wind was blowing.
Yes.
He was in the sun.
Yes.
At the job. At the job.
Working literally
Yeah.
from 9 to 10 p.m.
No questions
every
asked.
night.
No complaint.
Every day.
He loved it.
Yeah. Listen, he would go in when it's dark and leave when it's dark, like that way I said. And he was okay with it.
He had no plan. I never see the sun up. You never see the sun up. Does that bother you? You don't want to see the sun in the food court? And something. You don't think that bothers you? That bothers
The
you.
full court sun rays, it's the
That used to
only
bother
sun
you. You ever
you
see
get
that?
access to.
I just feel like it's like, vampire.
Listen, I used to sit back and say, why are my knees hurting so much by standing on this tile? Like I said,
Yes.
I'm just standing.
Yeah.
Why are my knees hurting like I'm sitting back here running a marathon?
Exactly.
I used to feel that too. But anyway, Kyle.
So the question is, how do you look at your press? Do you look at your press as a burden? Do you avoid your press? Do you run from your press? Do you run from the work? Do you run from sacrifice? Do you run from achievement? Do you look for little trinkets like little? I just want a beer. I just want some candy. I just want a drink. I just want a cookie. Or I want a vice break, quote unquote. Are these things we need? Are you going to give your mind to a mentality that liberates you from your flesh, liberates you from your negative outlook?
Just make sure they're good.
And what liberates you from your negative outlook is, you know what? I actually see the good that Jesus Christ has in operating.
But you're next.
I see good. I see good in my pursuit. Have you trained your mind to see good in your pursuit? I see good at 6:30 phone calls. I see good at waking up for the night.
What am I learning? What virtue am I gaining
Come.
from this 6:30 phone call?
Yeah.
Can I accept that I have a strong laziness in me?
Yeah.
And why else would I not get up at 6:30 unless I'm selfish?
Yeah.
And let me every day attack my selfishness and my laziness. And then if you do it every day, find happiness in the fact that you've attacked your slothfulness and your laziness. Or it could be I'm just a very disorganized person. There are many different reasons why you miss phone calls and get to places late. Well, then let me sit back and find happiness in being more organized. Let me find happiness in being more disciplined.
I've grown.
Let me find happiness in virtues that I need as a man.
Yeah.
So I can be this leader to this woman that I'm craving to have.
Yeah. And I'm less reactive to people's negative. Like for me, I kind of marked myself on recently is I'm not as reactive to these Jack in the Box spirits. You know, you just I'm rebellious as hell, and I hate you, huh? I have to sit here and can I not react to that?
Jack in the Box spirits are a real
They're
thing.
real.
Because sometimes everything's cool and then this Jack in the Box pops up. You don't know what's going to pop up.
I thought it was a slow mouse.
You're not ready when it pops up. He's like, ah! He's moving this, just moving like this.
It's the
He's
spiritual Jack in
like
the Box.
this.
Can you
And
react?
then you calmly sit back and just,
Yeah.
let's teach this person.
Can I react less? I'm finding joy in reacting less to those situations.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Yes.
Do you always consume yourself with something that's making you be a better person for Christ. Because Christ has to win off you.
Or when you sit back here and deal with some people that are judgmental. How many times you work with judgmental people and you want to sit back here and snap at them because they disrespect? They disrespect.
Yeah.
So either you're going to sit back here and attack the disrespect because they're not in order. Everybody wants to play the order game. But the spiritual answer is, if this person wants to go a mile with you, you got to go what? 20. So that means you got to sit back and make the changes. Can you sit back here and outwork a person? So there's no excuse? Because that's the lesson. The lesson is, if I'm going to grow, I have to learn that this spirit needs me to be even that much more thorough than I already am. And do, but once again, when Christ sat back here and washed the disciples' feet, what did that mean? All Christ was saying is that, you know what? I'm going to show you examples that the head has to serve the younger. But the head serves the younger and being a better example than the younger. But the young man, the older man hates that. That's an aspect of the jack-in-the-box spirit.
Yeah.
If a person has a negative outlook about you, then eliminate the things they have a negative outlook with you about. Oh, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. Why is it not fair? Because you got to do more work to be blameless. We don't like that exchange. But that's what it takes to please the Most High. Be a better leader. Be a better example and be more flawless so this person has no reason why they can't lock in. And then, I'm going to tell you this from experience, when you learn to be a better example, the Most High fights for you. You ever counsel with somebody that they just not listening? You can counsel and counsel and counsel and counsel and be the nice guy. You be Mr. Rogers in counsel.
Yeah.
Or you be Ike Turner in counsel. It don't matter. They ain't going to listen. The answer is what? I got to just change my conduct and let the Most High beat you down. And then when the Most High beats you down, you'll know it's God. The reason you have to be a better example is because you are the reason why they don't have to change. So eliminate the reason that they don't have to change. And then the Most High can say, see, you're guilty. Now I got to get you. Because what good is correcting the younger man or the wife or the person if they can't clearly see it's them? This is why when people leave, what do they always say? I left because I saw you do this 3 years ago. Wow. Now, if I did this 3 years ago, don't you think you would have left 3 years ago? And if I was good enough to work with you for 3 more years, why are you pulling up old records and files? Because I need a reason to look at myself and say I'm not a bad person. So eliminate their excuse. So can I sit back here and when I'm dealing with my wife or my brother, can I sit back and be a better example and fix myself and be even more on point about how I carry myself? So that the person that has a negative outlook of me has less reasons to hate me. And the less they have reasons to hate me, now they have an opportunity for the Most High to intervene and teach and correct. Listen, does yelling really make a person change?
Nope.
Does sitting back here and raising up like a lion really change anything? Maybe like this. Con, sir. All right, you want me to do these push-ups? Con. Then what you going to do? We're going to do double the push-up. We're going to do 200. Then 300. Or, you sit back here, you establish your program, be a better example, and let the Most High punish them and drive them out in their life. And then when they're ready to stop running and fighting, then they'll come to you and ask you, maybe, what do I got to do to change? Or they'll ask somebody else. That's how you're supposed to operate to stay blameless in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. But everything that we experience in life, in marriage, because a lot of times we think that sisters and husbands think that marriage is different than how a husband and wife move in real life is different than the truth. You're supposed to do this for your wife and this for your wife. Listen, literally how a husband deals with his wife is identical to the Most High deals with his wife. Who's the Most High's wife?
The church.
When we throw a fit and get angry about what we don't get, does he bless us?
Nope.
No.
He stretches out the blessings even longer. When we make a determination that if you don't give me this, I'm not going to give you what you want. When we do that, what does he do to us?
Turns back
The
on.
punishment is massive. Now, if the punishment is massive, when we sit back here and throw a fit for not getting what we want out the deal, then why would a wife have the opportunity to sit back here and act negative, act disrespectful, and get rewarded for it. It's the exact same process. When we want the Most High to bless us, can we put a timetable on when God gives us a blessing? When we start looking at the clock about when the Most High is going to bless us, what happens? That clock gets long, but He stretches that time out even longer. To teach you what? Stop clock watching. Stop clock watching for this blessing. You don't have the right to clock watch. I've given you enough to sustain you and be filled already. But isn't that how a husband's supposed to be with his wife? If you're making the relationship spiritual, where it's like, baby, Megan, what do you need? What's wrong, baby? Okay, I'll give you more. Okay, Megan. And you think that's what's making them happy. Every time they want something, they get it. That's not a godly relationship. However you want to call it, however you want to paint it, however you want to dress it up. It ain't. And wives have to learn that how we treat them is how the Most High treats them, treats us. And this is why it's important that if we're going to pull that card as husbands, our example is strong enough to be justified. But you can't be this sloppy ass brother and demand that. You got to look at me like you look at the Most High. Well, how? When you're sloppy and inconsistent and not dedicated, and you're inconsistent, but you want perfect humility, do you think the Most High is going to give you that? No. And that's why a lot of times men don't get ribs, because they have to learn how dedicated they must be in order to get the Most High to respond to them. You have to learn a certain work ethic and a certain level of discipline, a certain level of responsibility to not get caught up in the ups and downs and the poutings and goings on of your wife. Just like the Most High don't sit back here and just lose his mind because we pout to him. He just can love us and just not give us what we want. Can you do that? Can you love your wife enough to just not give her what she wants and then wait her out?
Until she gets the lesson.
Until she gets the lesson. Because that means you're going to suffer.
You losing that case.
You're going to suffer.
Yep.
You're going to suffer. You dig? And can you accept that you're going to suffer? And if you can accept you're going to suffer, then guess what? Now I can sit back here and I understand what love really looks like.
What's that?
I can love you if I can wait till you fix it, while me being blameless. And then when you bounce, you bounce. There's no manipulation. There's no controlling a situation involved. You can just be a good example. Do the right thing. Teach and repeat. Teach and repeat. Be a good example. Stay under control. And then when the Most High stings, this is the challenging thing about marriage. When the Most High stings the wife, He's also stinging you.
Yep.
Your life has to stink while she got to figure it out. When ribs lose jobs, or like speed races and burnout cars, who got to sit back here and figure out how you're going to get her to work now? You. So this is still about learning patience and love and learning how the Most High has to deal with us. Because why does the Most High got to deal with our foolishness and our ego and our pride and our selfishness? And He does it every single day. So if you want to be a good husband, do that. And this is why the Most High says we weren't supposed to cut off our women and have a hardened heart. You don't have enough love to just sit back here and suffer with the person you chose. And you chose the person. Why can't you suffer with this person and take a hit until she figures it out or moves on? Because men can't accept that she moves on. How about that? No, she ain't leaving me. She ain't leaving me. Hell no. I put too much in. Then we all turn Ike. We want to be controlling. How about she's not yours to have anyway? Who is this? She's the Lord's. Can you remember that? Nope. She's mine. All mine. That's how we think. And they're not. What are we on earth? We are stewards and guides in Christ. Nothing more, nothing less. And can you be that? And can you make sure your walk with your wife is about being a steward? Not about an acquisition to make your life easy. You see what living and pressing for the high calling of the Most High really looks like? Pressing towards a high calling is understanding why you're doing everything you're doing. You work for the camp because everything you do in the camp is teaching you how to get closer to the Most High. You sit back here and you base your marriage on serving the Most High because it's about teaching you mercy and discipline. Same thing with child rearing. It's all supposed to be conducive about making your life about pleasing the Most High, not you getting what you want. The high calling is living for others. And that your life is supposed to be a physical representation of how Christ is supposed to live. So when we want to quit work and quit ribs and leave this and leave that, all we're saying is we want to be left to our own devices and not be responsible for living like Christ. This is why men work jobs in the world. That's why men sit back here and do all these extracurricular things, because they just don't want to be responsible for the body 24/7, 365. But that's the easiest, but not easy, but the best way to grow and be well-rounded is to be around the body 24/7, 365. I'm not against anybody who isn't, but if we are here to sit back here and get the greatest lessons, how do you get the greatest lessons? By being around the body the most. At great risk or greater risk to your finances, greater risk to your comfort and your sanity. None of that matters. And people only get angry and bitter because they just haven't accepted that their life isn't theirs. That's why wives are angry at their children and their husbands, and why men are unhappy about their life, because they haven't realized that their life is not their own. Does that make sense? Okay, we done with that, sir? So listen, that took the class a very different body pain is an aspect, sis, of the Most High attacking you. I'm not saying it is the only reason, because Paul gives examples of being in pain, but that's his burden that he had to give to the Most High. But sometimes you got to ask yourself this: when I am in pain, how's my mindset? How pure is my outlook? Can I see the good in what the Most High is putting me through? What you should do is eliminate your outlook and then see if the pain still remains. See if the pain starts to get mitigated. That's how you'll have the answer to your question.
And also, it was I know for me personally, I've heard a story before where it's like, I always got sick when my mind or what I was giving my spirit to was too far from the Most High. When I was too far into being a gym guy, too far into being, I'm gonna learn Spanish. Fitness man, Spanish guy. I'm trying to reconnect to my youth a little bit. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I'm getting COVID. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I'm down for a week straight, and now I'm back praying. Yep. Now I'm back studying. Now I'm back investing when I should have been doing that before I got sick. So sometimes the sickness is, I need you to. It's a reminder to get you back into focus.
Because it still goes back to, okay, if I'm not feeling good, do I go back to that list?
Yeah.
The mindset you got to have to get blessed. Do you know how you have to operate to get blessed? And if you go back to that list and you're doing that and you're growing forward, maybe you're just going through something for a period of time. That's how you have to. It's still a checks and balances system. It's no different than if your husband is upset with you. You have to try different things and make different adjustments until you get the result you're looking for, right? The benefit is when you're a wife, you have a physical person right in front of you, and he'll smile if he's happy, and he won't smile if he's not. At least you get a literal response, and you'll know if I'm in order or not. Most High's like,
yeah,
and you got to wait until you get an answer. Yes.
I was gonna say, even for husbands, if you're humble, you can start seeing patterns in your household. If the house is falling apart, if the wife is acting crazy, she's all of a sudden not listening. We can assume, okay, she's tripping, but am I patterning what she's doing in the spirit with the others around me? Am I also rebelling on a subtle level with my elders? Yep. Am I also complaining about my job and what I have to do for the Most High every single day?
Yeah.
If you're self-aware. Yep. Like in this verse, I'm actually going to pull this verse. Give me a Deuteronomy 4 and verse.
Yeah, because if you're self-aware, then you're less apt to attack and overreact. Because you're conscious of the fact that, hey, you know what? Maybe I have to change more in me. That doesn't change the fact that you should still correct and teach a person right from wrong. That doesn't change. But in the midst of me fixing me, can I be conscious that I might have to give more for the Most High? Because the thing is this is how I know. as the teacher, you have to get and be a better example for the Most High to intercede. I've counseled ribs for a long time. And I realize that your counsel don't mean nothing, but sometimes you sit back and you say some pizzazz, read this scripture.
Yeah.
And then they lock in and listen and it works. Then how come in 2 months from now it don't work no more?
Yeah.
You sit back and use that same pizzazz, the same 1, 2, 3 step. And it don't work. What's happening? Maybe I got to change more things in me. And if this person is rebellious even more, then I need the Most High's intervention to come in so she can see it's her.
Yeah.
That's once again, everything is all predicated on the Most High defending us. It's never us. It's never my great verse or my great counsel or my razor sharp perspective. It's never you. So stop making it as men about you because you're nothing.
Yeah.
Can you accept that you're nothing and your counsel don't change nothing?
Yeah.
If I teach a class right now, it's up to the person what they're going to do. All I can do is water grass and paint a picture. That's all the power I have. Most High didn't give me power to heal people. Most High has given me the ability to paint a picture in hopes that a person can change and see the Most High for themselves. But we make ourselves to be way more important than that. Because we got ego issues too.
Come, give me that verse in Deuteronomy 4 and verse 9. Right, give me diligence. The first one. After you read. Yes, read the verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. Only take heed to thyself.
This is what Moses was telling the nation of Israel. He was reminding them the journey of getting to this new land. The journey of passing, getting out of slavery. Yep. Now you're getting the opportunity to get blessed by the Most High. You're getting closer to Him.
Yep.
The Most High is proclaiming you as His personal nation. All that sounds like blessing, security, and stability. But what is He reminding the children of Israel to focus on? Read on.
Lest thou forget things.
Nope. Read the top again.
Back to the top. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently.
He's saying the most important aspect of this whole lesson is to keep your soul diligently.
It's Moses' way of saying what Solomon said. Keeping your soul diligently is finding out what did you have to do to get a reward. What did each man and woman have to produce? How much man hours, woman hours, commitment, clarity of mind, studying, commitment, sacrifice did each and every one of you guys had to do in order with the Most High, in order for the Most High to give you something that you know He gave. And it is not what your husband gave to you. There's certain things the Most High gives that you know it was Him. Those are the ones you don't forget. What does it take for the Most High to send something out of left field? Like, man, I know this was the Father. That's what a testimony is. The Jew doesn't remember testimonies. Jews remember sadness and unhappiness.
Or what spirit did you exercise to maintain a peaceful household? So a lot of us forget that.
Yep.
We forget, okay, I had this type of mentality, this type of speech, this type of patience to have my house for a period of time be peaceful and happy and actually enjoy my household.
Mm-hmm.
Or what level of dedication and study and fire I had to have to keep growing in the spirit, whether I'm a man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we fight I lack motivation, or I had to fall on my face and lose everything. So all of a sudden I'm getting that fire again.
But why does a person lack motivation? A person lacks motivation because deep down they're waiting for something good to happen and it hasn't come.
Sure.
Why else would a person lose motivation? It's nothing else. So whenever you say it in counsel or you think it, this is why. I am dejected because Ecclesiastes 11:23 says, say not, what profit is there of my service? And what good things shall I have thereafter? That's why motivation is stifled. What good is me being on point and being a good wife and waiting and being in order? I'm still sad. I still don't have the things I want. That is the reason people go left, and that's the reason why the Most High doesn't bless them and honor them. So.
You know that diligence. So he said, only take heed to thyself. This isn't talking about being selfish. We're talking about being self-aware, being conscious of my
Examine
spiritual,
thyself, whether I be in the faith.
Exactly.
That's what 2 Corinthians 13:5 says.
Diligence. Point one.
Steady application in business of any kind.
You know, this business is the business of changing you. The business of seeing the Most High pure. That's major business right
John, you reading?
Constant effort to accomplish what is undertaken.
It's a constant effort to accomplish what is undertaken. What else?
It says exertion of body or mind without unnecessary delay or sloth.
How about spiritual diligence is an exerting task, and it's a constant task,
there. It's real work.
and there's no delay. I can't say, you know what, I've got time on my spirit.
Nope.
I've got time to make these changes. I'm not as bad as this person.
Yep.
Or I'm not as bad to receive this type of punishment from the Most High. I'm okay right now. No, a diligent soul is a soul that is constantly exerting their body or their mind without any delay or sloth. Which means what? They have a sense of what? An urgency. How does the Most High create a sense of urgency in his people? Let's find out. Keep reading.
God, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen.
You know what we forget? We forget the benefits of the Most High. We forget the times that he came through for us. We forget the times that he got us out of hard situations, out of mental ruts, out of depressions, out of anxieties. We forget the benefits the Most High brings us. Not the carnal benefits. The carnal benefits are distractions. But when we're in our head and we're only focused on what we're not getting in the flesh, we forget the Most High. So we ask to reignite that motivation again through fear.
God.
Now I've got to sit here and turn your life upside down again.
But you have to allow, as a husband, the Most High to do that.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Most High is the one who brings the fear. Isn't the Most High the king of what?
Terror.
He's the king of terror. So you have to be a great example
Time.
so that the Most High can sit back and bring that terror in to correct the person that he loves.
Time.
Because what happens is he's not going to bring that correction as potent. The message won't be as clear as long as she can see your BS.
Time.
And that's the facts. If she can see your flaws and your schisms, then the punch, then the terror and correction he's bringing is going to be like, yeah, I know I messed up, but it's his fault too.
Yeah.
And a person walks off and they never get the overall lesson the Most High was taking them through.
You become that stumbling block.
Yep, you're the stumbling, and that's what he means by being a stumbling block.
Come.
You're the reason the person doesn't think they need to change.
Yeah.
Because people think if you're not doing it, then why should I have to do it?
Yeah. You don't value it. I can see the holes in your logic.
Yep.
The holes in your spirit. Your spirit is not as diligent as you're telling me to be.
You're exactly. And that's why men have to learn to be examples.
Come.
Men are very good at seeing the flaws in others, but not really focus
So,
on being better examples to be blameless. Because men get angry when they got to be blameless. Then they say, "Oh, she's disrespectful. She's disrespectful." Yeah, she is, and you're rebellious.
Come.
So you got to say that at the end too. Because what is she asking? Or what is she asking you to do? Be a better example. Why can't you do that? Because you're a bad guy.
Come.
How about that?
And
It's not really deep.
You're slothful in your own realm.
That's why I said you're a bad guy. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to say I'm a bad guy. But I do all this good. You do all the good things. I do a good. I'm a good person. True. But you're a bad guy too.
Come.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Keep reading.
God, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life.
Meaning what? When we're not in a spiritually diligent posture, it's easy for us to forget the mercy of the Most High and the positive perspective of God. I can see how we got out of Egypt and we've got blessed and we got the land. But what the Most High knows is, and I went over in class last week, we have a spiritual reset.
Yep.
Where all of a sudden we were emotionally high, we were excited to have these benefits and all this mercy from the Most High, and then we forget about it. Or it's not as important.
And you don't have listen, you want to sit back here and let that high ride for a long time, but you realize there's a lot more in front of you.
Huh?
And what the more to do, he's brought poverty in front of us. Right after that. We're supposed, hey, yeah. But we're broke. Okay, so guess what? We don't have time to smile and give high fives and attaboys. Because we got to get out of this red for getting us to this point. But the Most High does that to keep us what?
Fighting.
Going and fighting.
You read it.
God, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
Because it goes back to the point. The point of this was the lesson. What did you get out of this? What did you learn from being pulled out of your environment? What did you learn from being pulled out of your lowest state? What did the Most High show you?
And,
outside of just the physical blessings or the We're out of slavery now.
And the lesson was how to thirst.
Huh.
What was the first thing Israel tripped on?
No
We
water.
don't have no water.
Yeah.
So what is the Most High showing you from the wilderness scenario that you have to learn how to do if you're going to get to know the Most High? You have to learn how to thirst.
Huh.
Israel doesn't like to learn how to thirst. We start glitching like the Jews did in Exodus. You have to learn how to thirst.
Or in other words, abstain.
Or I'm going to say thirst. Because the thing is this. The Most High tells you in this same chapter in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 9 that he sat back here and always clothed us,
Yep.
always fed us,
Yep.
always took care of us. That's true. And at the same time, he made us thirst. He made us thirst to the point where we got negative.
Yeah.
You still got water. But did you get the water at the time that you were expecting it?
Then they got bitter water. Didn't
Well, that was the first. Well, first of all, they dug a hole in the water. It was bad water. And they got all angry because they brought this energy into this water and it didn't come out right. They had to keep walking. It was getting more vexed, getting more complained. And then there was no water to be seen. And they wanted to kill Moses. He brought us out here to die. And then what was the second thing they had to learn? I'm going to give you manna. Israel was mad that they couldn't hunt and fish on their own
Yeah.
and make their own meals. What does that mean? We get mad that we can't control our blessing
Yeah.
and manipulate it like we want it.
Yeah.
We want our fish how we want it, when we want it. The accessibility to the fish whenever I want. The accessibility to the leeks and the onions when I want, how I want. That is the root of the sin that we have in ourselves. We want the blessing when we want it versus just having to rely on the Most High feeding you hand to mouth every day. That's what pisses Israel off, and that's what pisses men and women off. I gotta live hand to mouth by the Most High. That messes us up psychologically. And then we start to rebel. And then we say, this is of man. Okay, you can do that, but if we're going to keep it as pure as it's always been, the Most High fed us hand to mouth. And the Most High calls that, I took care of you.
Yeah.
And he did. But what did he not give us? He didn't give us the gratification of us doing it. And that's what we want. We want our ego. It's like a man having a woman. You want to have the idea that you counseled her, you said this word, your charisma, your chisme, whatever the hell you want to call it. Your puro Latino hira is what sat back here and won this woman out. It was you, but it was all you, Papa. And it wasn't the Most High. Well, it's like, yeah, you was in you said Agrippa. What was it at? King Agrippa. What was that other word you said? Yeah, you was a Juandissimo. Everybody wants to be Juandissimo. Everybody in Israel wants to be Juandissimo. He's just the man. He's got the words. He's got the charisma. He's got the spirit. He's got everything, Papa. That I was waiting for a time to call and say Juandissimo. And it's right here. Everybody wants to be Juandissimo. But the Most High is like, this woman ain't even into the things you think is fire about you. He just wants you to teach her. You're like,
That's it.
what about my swag, man? Your swag, she's not even into your swag. How about that? How about she's not even into you like that? And you know, just bursts your bubble. Oh, hell no! I'm going to give me somebody else that's into me. That's how you know you're full of, you know what, me of the day. You're full of me of the day. That's what you are. I got a little Espanol over there. You're full of that. And you're not honest. And you can't accept the fact that it wasn't you. It was God. The Most High sent a person who needs you to counsel, dude. When you were just the most handsomest, the most finest guy around. She was just in love with you. And she said, no, I turn everybody down for you, puppy. Nah, I wasn't even like that. Yeah, that's what men want.
Yeah.
That's what they want. And when they don't feel that they get that, they mad. But the Most High humbles everybody every day. You're here because you can teach the Bible and she needs you to teach the Bible. And you got to be a leader and example to your woman. There's no gratification out of that. You know, sit here, you wore a muscle shirt, she was into you because of your muscles, because of your body. That's what you want. You want to sit back here and act like you just flashing money, and she just said, man, who is this guy? He got game. This is the guy for me. I can't keep my hands off of him. That's what men want. How about she's crying and she's snotting every 5 minutes? You got to counsel her. Then after 2 hours of counseling, then she's happy. What about me? You're not just happy with me? No. How about that? How about this? No. How about she needs your counsel? She don't need nothing else. You're not that good. You're not that special. You're not that important. And until you get to that point, why get you a rib? Why is he going to give you a rib when you want to make it about you? Most High knows how to burst everybody's bubble. And the sisters weren't the baddest in the club either. Let's just keep it a hundo. There are other options for everybody. And if you can understand that and accept that, I'm not the baddest in the club, but I can be the most spiritual. That's where you can compete. To be that. To be spiritual as hell. That's how you can win. And that's what the Most High is trying to teach you. Men and women, be the best in Christ. Yeah. Nobody's Juandísimo. No, sorry. Newsflash. Nobody. Yeah. Anyway.
If you want a picture of Juandísimo,
that's like Ricky Martin back in the day.
They have a picture of it. I just saw online.
He was Juandísimo. That guy was Juandísimo. Elvis Crespo and those guys were Juandísimo. Fancy men. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, Juandísimo, Magnifico.
Romelo and all those guys. I remember those people. I would sit back and be at the mall. Like, Romelo has a concert. I gotta go see him. Like, this guy ain't nobody. What's this? Hey, he ain't nobody. He ain't better than me. And that pride thing. What makes him so special? Romelo. Who forget Romelo Smello? Forget he ain't nothing, man. Anyway. Everybody got pride. Somebody's gonna say something. I cut somebody else.
I was just saying. I guess for those that don't know the concept of the Juandísimo, it's new to me.
Yeah, that's a new karate thing.
There's a character.
That's like Juandísimo is supposed to be the most put together, fancy, vain, good looking, charisma.
That's the one.
He's good looking. He has charm. He dances. He's handsome. Yes, Juandísimo. That's Juandísimo. No. It's smooth, bro. It's suave. It's suave, bro. He's dancing at the club and everything is put together, bro. He's always smiling.
He's the world's most interesting man.
He's like, yeah. He's like this.
Don't tag you, Sat.
He's so interesting.
He's in there. He's spinning and he's dancing. He's just the life of the party. Yes, that's it. That's Juandísimo.
Fairy Odd Pals, that's funny. That's from Fairy Odd Pals. It had a. I think it was called Juandísimo?
His name's Juandísimo Magnifico.
Yes, bro. That's cool. That's cool.
He had it all together, man.
I don't know. I'm learning. I was 8 years old when I heard that. So.
Look it up, y'all. Juandísimo. He was important. He was on point.
Everyone to feel that.
He's everybody's dream. He's every woman's dream, man.
Yeah, every woman's dream.
And you ain't that. How about that? It's important to accept that.
His mom will just teach the Lord.
How was your bread buttered? How was your bread buttered to be a teacher? If you can accept you ain't nothing, then you know what? Then you stick to your 1-2 step. You're going to do this. I'm going to teach you the scriptures. I'm going to be a good example. So if you come this way, cool. If not, this is where I am. This is my game. This is it. And let me live off that. That's it. That's it. Can you live with who you are and accept who you are? That's the key to life. Know your lane, accept who you are. Whoever's going down your lane, man, you deal with that, man. Don't deal with these dames that ain't part of that lane, man. They ain't loving you for you, man. Now the southern wise guy is coming out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That was all I have. But
with that being the case, let's go to answer the sister's question about physical ailments and does the Most High get you physically sick when you're negative? Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 38. This is from my wall. It's a great verse. I got to bring it out. And we kind of passed that point. We want to bring it back. Ecclesiasticus 38, verse 9, and I would say 9 through 12.
Ecclesiastes chapter 38, verse 9. My son, in thy sickness, be not negligent.
He says, when you're sick, don't be negligent. Obviously, we're going to read. Is he saying don't be negligent with medicine? Not initially. He's not saying don't be negligent about the medicines you need, Advil and Tylenol and all these hot toddies and stuff. He's not saying that initially. Read on.
Right. But pray unto the Lord.
You got to be negligent. You can't be negligent to the fact that Most High could be hitting you and dinging you about your actions. So when you're first sick, you better pray to get the Most High's attention. And when you start praying, the purpose of praying is to start rehashing a consciousness of who? The Most High. If I'm sick, the first thing you got to go on your mental Rolodex is the Most High trying to teach me something? Is it the Most High? Am I getting attacked by Satan, or am I getting punished by the Most High? That's the first thing you got to think. Read on.
Fine. So, well, pray unto the Lord, and He will make thee whole.
Listen, when you're sick, the first thing you have to believe is the Most High will make you unsick. Whether it's back issues, whether it's body issues, degeneration in your body, or just a common cold. The Most High is in control first of your restoration. Read on.
Leave off from sin.
And then he says, but you're not going to get the Most High to bless you and cleanse you and be made whole unless you stop what?
Sin.
Sinning. So the first thing you have to process when you're sick is, am I sinning? Am I negative? Am I living the wrong way? And it's not always as easy. See, I'm eating pork. I'm having sex on the Sabbath. It's not always that.
Not that.
Am I sitting back? Is my outlook filthy? Is my outlook corrupt? Can I not see the good in what the Most High is putting me through?
My process.
Do I have a hateful outlook towards the brothers or my husband? These are the things you have to think. I can't eat. Why can't you eat? Maybe your outlook's negative. Attack your outlook. Attack your works towards the Lord first. Read on.
Leave off from sin, and order thine hands aright.
Then he says, stop sinning and get back to the point and the work ethic that you have to bring to the table in order for the Most High to do what? Bless you. Going back to the point that Solomon said. Can you go back and do the first works, not lose your first love, and do right by the Most High in hopes that He will remove that sickness from you? Read on.
Leave off from sin, and order thine hands aright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness.
So obviously when you deal with sin, the first aspect of sin is the physical breaking of the law. The second aspect of sin is your outlook and your heart. If you sat back here and haven't broken a law, literally, can you sit back here and say, has my outlook been pure? Has my heart been pure to what the Most High's got me going through? This is why sometimes we don't get the jobs we want. This is how we lose jobs. This is how we lose things and they'll go in our favor, whether it's physically or in our life. This is the first thing you got to think about. Breaking laws, negative outlook. Read on.
Give a sweet savor and a memorial of fine flour.
Do you think the Most High is saying make some damn fried chicken and give it to the Most High and everything's going to be okay? Because that's what the fine flour and the oil is for. You know that, right? After you give your offering, you're supposed to give some of your chicken to the priest. Some of your food to the family. So is this got to make a hot bowl of menudo? That's a solution to just serious sin? He's saying fixing your outlook and not sinning is how I provide sweet savor and incense and sacrifice to the Father. It's the changing of your outlook. Read on.
Give a sweet savor and a memorial of fine flour, and make a fat offering as not beans.
So he's saying you got to go back into making the changes necessary to get the Most High to be favorable towards you. If you're sick, read on.
Then give place to the physician.
You see how you got to go to the physician and the doctor after you fix your outlook?
Yeah.
And after you stop sinning? Because he's not going to change your sickness if your outlook is messed up. Remember that king that had a negative outlook? He had that gout. He had that gout. He wouldn't go to the priest to get worked on. He threw the guy in jail that told him he was off. And he sat back here and he tried to go to physicians, but not to the Most High first.
He pushed away his help, like Israel does. Israel pushes away their spiritual help and their critiquers and their correctors. They push them away. They press thumbs down. Or they sit here and they unsubscribe. Or they sit here and be super quiet all the time and just they have nothing to say about their life. And they give you a bunch of highlight stories.
Israel is the kings and queens of poker. You ever see a good poker show? The good poker players show you nothing. They show no tells, no cues, nothing.
Cool.
And you do that with the Most High, He gonna keep cursing your life.
Yeah.
It's actually in this realm. It's better to be an open book than not. Well, let's continue.
Then give place to the physician, for the Lord had created him.
The Most High creates the medicine man to give you what you need herbal wise, but you're not going to get the benefit of the herbs and the medicine if you're not changing and breaking your outlook.
Until you get your spirit right. And that's
That's the
equivalent to, you can get all the counsel in the world. If you don't start working on applying the counsel, you're going to have these up and down, I guess, I don't know.
Erratic actions, erratic life.
Erratic, irrational, you know, a term for things that just pop up out of nowhere.
It's chaotic.
No,
it's
just
just chaotic
You're going to
spirit.
have a chaotic conscience. It's going to be erratic because you're hearing the counsel, but you're not completely applying it. You're just using the counsel to feel good in the moment. And then once you feel good in the moment, you put the counsel down, and then 2 days later, you're erratic again. That cycle doesn't work. Take the counsels you're getting and really work on applying these counsels to where you can self-manage. That's the goal.
Yep.
The goal is not to depend on us and need us. We're not begging for that. We don't need that kind of gratification. I just need to be needed. No. Can you take the instruction, go home and do homework on the instruction, apply it multiple times so you get the gist of it, and then self-medicate and self-manage and work on the next threshold. If you don't do that, you're living counsel to counsel like people live class to class.
And the Most High doesn't honor that. So let's continue that verse.
Verse 12.
Let's read verse 12 again.
Then give place to the physician, for the Lord had created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him.
Read verse 13.
There is a time when in their hands there is good success.
Listen, there is a time that the physician will bring about good healing to your body if your mind is right.
Yeah.
If you sit back and check all the spiritual boxes and reorder your life, then all of a sudden the medicine can actually take effect. That's how you have to look at it. So you won't even know it's of the Most High when you're hurting unless you do this process.
And I've seen it. I've seen the Lord alleviate all kind of malady issues and problems,
Or at least make them maintainable.
Yeah, I'm saying I've seen people who are really sick in life. Not like a cold, like real
Yes.
life or death, detrimental sickness, or at least significant pain.
Mm-hmm.
Most High mitigates and softens and mutes the suffering and makes the suffering manageable if you do your part spiritually. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Or we're saying.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is go back to Josephus, book 8, chapter 4, paragraph 4.75, where it says, he exhorted.
God. The Antiquities of the Jews, book 8, chapter 4, paragraph 121. He exhorted them also to be mindful that by what methods they had attained their present good things. By the same, they must preserve them sure to themselves.
And this is all Solomon told Israel. Can you remind yourself and never forget the level of work you had to produce in order for the Most High to bless you? And you knowing it was from Him and not your husband or from man. You know there's things that the Most High gave you. Never forget what you did to get them. Read on.
And make them greater.
And then once you know what it takes to get the Most High's blessings, can you build on those outlooks and the mindset and the work ethic and the spirit? This is how you keep getting blessed. Read on.
And more than they were at present, for that it was not sufficient for them to suppose that they received them on account of their piety and righteousness.
Wait. I think, yes, keep going. We'll read that part. For that it was not sufficient for them.
For that it was not sufficient for them to suppose that they had received them on account of their piety and righteousness.
What he's saying is you have to remind yourself that every good thing that has been given to you is not because you're just so talented and you're just so skilled. How about the skill and you have and the ability that you have came from who?
Most High.
So if the abilities and skills you have came from the Most High, was it really you in the first place? Most High could have took those things that make you valuable away from you. So whatever He's given you, it wasn't you, it was the Most High's mercy that He gives it to you. And it's grace. He gave you those talents that you don't deserve because we're filthy, wicked people. But He gave it to us anyway. Okay, you never forget that everything He gave us was from the Most High. Everything He takes away is from the Most High. Read on.
But that they had no other way of preserving them for the time to come.
And even when the Most High gives you a blessing, that was of the Most High. And also to preserve the blessings He gave you is strictly on the mercy and favor of the Most High. Can you be conscious of that? This is the train of thinking we have to learn. Whatever you have is predicated on your humility to serve the Most High. If you have a good wife, you will lose it if you stop making it about pleasing Him. If you have a good husband, you will lose it if you don't make it about the Most High. We don't deserve any of the blessings that He gives us. They were gifts. So are we going to operate humble enough and appreciate that everything we've been given is a gift and we can lose everything we have in an instant if the Most High is displeased with us? Read on.
For that it is not so great a thing for men to acquire somewhat which they want.
And Solomon, one of the greatest builders of all time, said it's easy to get to a certain point and have things. It's easy to work hard, have work ethic, and get blessed with cars and jobs and promotions. That's easy. The hard thing is what? Read it. Don't say it. Let the word say it. Keep going.
For that it is not so great a thing for men to acquire somewhat which they want.
It's not hard to get what you want. Read on.
As to preserve what they have acquired.
Listen, the hard battle is to maintain what the Most High has given you. You see Israelites all the time get blessings, have highs and lows. They get a car, they get homes, and they lose homes. They get repo, they lose this, they lose ribs, they get things. This is how Israel lives. This is why in other verse in Ecclesiastes 11, he said, listen, you got to judge a man by how he finishes, not by when he or she is up. Because Most High can take away what He initially gave you if we don't have the capacity to be appreciative and the work ethic to maintain the blessing He gives us and the discipline to keep fighting to change things in us to get more blessings. He said, you'll know a man or a woman or how quality of a man or woman they are by how long they can sustain the blessings the Most High gave. Because they're His blessings to give and His blessings to take away if you're not appreciative and grateful. Read on.
As to preserve what they have acquired, and to be guilty of no sin, whereby it may be heard.
And the challenge is, once the Most High blesses you, can you keep being blameless so there's no reason for the Most High to take away what He's given you? Do you have the work ethic and commitment to keep pleasing the Most High at a satisfactory rate, but the Most High does not keep taking things from you, having these highs and lows and these ups and downs? It shouldn't be that way. We have the highs and lows because we don't have the stable outlook to keep what the Most High has given you and gain more to it. We're going to leave it at that. Sorry, 10:15. Are there any questions? It's taking forever to get past this class, but I think there's a lot of information to extract from it. Israel at the water for tuning in, and see y'all on Wednesday with Sham Shawan. Shalom.